Get this bad boy out and ready to go. Defrost thoroughly for a minimum of 8 hours in a refrigerator. Plop! Passata. Spaghetti. Linguini's better, but I don't have any and I can't bother to go to the shops because I've just been to play tennis and I'm knackered. Seafood, white wine, garlic, onion, peppers, hot chilli, salt and a bit of paprika. And some sneaky oil back there. Chop the onion. The tears are really coming now. I'm just in a bad place. Chop an onion. Stood right above it. Garlic. Smash. 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 Couple of cloves. Chop both ends off. And the skin will come off pretty easy. Then we'll just dice the garlic, dice the onions. Medium heat. The classic. A glug of olive oil. Glug, glug, glug. First thing that I've done is stuck some water in a pan and put the heat on that, so that'll be ready for the spaghetti or linguine, whatever you're going to use. The amygdala. So the amygdala is the part of your brain that is the addict, the deceiver, the liar. The amygdala is a sneaky little bastard that lives up there in your brain. Anybody who's ever tried to drag themselves out of bed early morning to go to the gym will have heard from the amygdala. The amygdala is the part of the brain that says, it's cold outside, you can go to the gym later, we'll go after work. Come on, you'll go to the gym tomorrow, we'll do it later. 5 more minutes in bed. It's the part of your brain that tells you, go on, just one more drink, we can come back a little bit later, it'll be fine. Oh, go on, we'll buy another pack of cigarettes. Go on, we'll be fine. And it's also the part of the brain that will tell you, oh, come on, we'll just get a takeaway. We can cook tomorrow, it'll be fine. And it's a very clever little part of the brain. It'll convince you in good ways. It'll give you good reasons sometimes. Come on, you've had a long week at work. It's Friday. Come on, you played tennis for like 2.5 hours. It's 9 o'clock at night. We can't cook now. This guy's got a point. But you've got to get to grips. You've got to beat that little part of your brain that tells you, come on, we'll do it tomorrow. Oh, well, let's put this off. Let's go and do that there. Once you've got control over the amygdala, it starts to shrivel and shrink away like a little prune. And then you've got control of your own life and you can do whatever you please, like cook at 9 o'clock at night. But when I started getting into the gym, I had this little voice, in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning, I was getting up to go to the gym. Oh, we'll go tomorrow. We'll go after work, I promise you. Once you get control of that little voice, it's a very powerful thing. So the way I was really struggling with getting my head around how am I going to get out of bed and get to the gym in the morning. And then I read something that really helped me out, and hopefully it'll help you too. And it was, you can apply it to anything, but the quote was for the gym. And it said, I've never regretted going to the gym, but I've certainly regretted not going to the gym. So there you go. I've certainly regretted getting takeaways when I should have cooked. I've never regretted cooking instead of getting a takeaway. So let's crack on. We'll fry the onions and the garlic. Ooh! What have we forgot? As per usual. Ooh, look at all that fruit. Very healthy. Some hot chilli, because I like a bit of spice in my life. Plenty of that, because it gives it a lovely little kick. I'm going to put a little bit of paprika. Curious. We'll just experiment. I don't know how it's going to taste. But life's about experimentation. You try something, if it doesn't work, so what? Try something else. A bit of salt, and people will be very pleased to see that I'm not cooking out of a jar. I'm using actual tomato passata. Short of growing my own tomatoes and blending them up, this is as close as you're going to get. And just glug about 400 grams, mil, whatever. Naff it, let's go for the old bottle. I'll cook loads. I'll cook some for tomorrow. I've done the old jar. What am I going to tell you? Wash your jars out. I work in the waste industry, and I'd like to remind you that recycling is the way forward. It put me out of a job to work in landfill, but I'll manage. I'll do some else in my time. Wash them and then pop them in your recycling, helping the planet out. My missus is incapable. I love her, absolutely love her. I know she's watching, but I do, I really love her. But she's really incapable of doing this. I mean, we've got the water's not boiling yet, that's just cooking away. Nothing's happening for the next 2 minutes. Take your stuff, put it away in the cupboard, look. And most importantly, put it away where you got it from. Look at that. Everything's got its own little home. It all lives in a particular place. The salt goes there. It's not OCD, it's just being tidy. That is a tidy cupboard. Now, I've played tennis for a long time today, so it's absolutely fine for me to cook about 300 gram of pasta. But, you know, portion control for you lot, sat at home watching, on your arse. It's important to keep yourself hydrated. Make sure you're getting your spaghetti all the way in the water. When the moon hits your eye like a big seafood pasta. Time to whack seafood in. I've gone for a classic Tesco seafood selection. It's got king prawns, squid rings and rope-grown mussels. You wait until the gym's back open, I'll show you some rope-grown mussels. I'm embarrassed for myself, to be honest with you. So my soon-to-be wife, Demetra, I used to do seafood pastas really often. I used to cook them, every week. Back when I was in university, you see, and you had those sweet maintenance grants coming in the bank, I could afford to buy loads of seafood. When I didn't have to work for my money, I used to buy seafood and cook seafood pasta all the time. So I got real good at doing it, and it's like the only thing that I cooked. I cooked seafood pasta and ragu. But because those are not like, they're not classic British dishes and they're not super easy to cook, they're quite in-depth. She was thoroughly conned into believing that I was some sophisticated British bloke who could cook. Nah. It's like when you use the one line of French that you know in a restaurant. If ever this gets across the channel to the French, and I do have some French friends, if they ever see this, I apologise in advance. I'm going to butcher the language, and the French fucking hate when you butcher the language. The Italians love it because nobody speaks Italian. If I butcher the Italian language, they'll go, wow, where did you learn that? Why are you learning Italian? The French, if you mess up anything grammatically, you're gone, get out. I'll tell you what I know in French. Au restaurant, les garçons demandent au client, comment avez-vous trouvé le bistec? Tout à fait pas ça, ils se le vendent frites. In the restaurant, the waiter asks the client, how did you find the steak? Just by chance, I lifted up a chip. Oh, it's like a French dad joke. Spaghetti on the boil, don't forget about your spaghetti. Cholesterol is made up by Dr. Atkins somewhere. It's a lie. You're all being lied to. It's like 5G. 5G and cholesterol. Government lies. Look at that. It's looking lovely. Oh, what else did Demetra tell me to put in this? Before I started this, I rang the missus and I was like, remind me how to make seafood pasta. You make it really well. But you used to cook seafood pasta. Yeah. Tell me. Just tell me. I've forgotten. And she told me specifically to put something in it. And I've forgotten again. What did she say to put in it? This is so bloody typical of men. What the hell did she tell me to put in? I'm going to guess and go with basil. Demetra, I'm so sorry if I'm wrong. I'm sure it was basil. I don't like basil. I'm not putting basil in. I'm taking a stand. I'm not putting basil in. Why should I put something in my food that I'm not a big fan of? Yeah, naff it. We're not putting it in. I'm done. Pinot Grigio infused. A little bit of wine in there. Ooh. That smells actually awesome. That really does smell good. So, white wine, always with seafood pasta. So any Italians watching out there, you'll back me up, right? Seafood, white wine. Meat, red wine. Seafood, never with cheese. You don't put Parmigiano on seafood pasta. I know an Italian lad, he owns a restaurant in Lincoln, and I took Demetra there one, and I'd ordered some meat, so he came over. Parmigiano, sir? Yeah, of course. Demetra had ordered seafood. Parmigiano, miss? For a joke. The guy was clearly do you want the Parmigiano as well? Nay. Yes. Whoa, Demetra, what are you doing? The guy was upset. I had to hold him back. The guy was really not... This is a guy from Bari as well, like down south Italy. He was not happy. At some point, he realised she wasn't joking and realised he was actually going to have to put cheese on her pasta. I was like genuinely physically repulsed. Like a sort of vegetarian having to fry a big bloody steak up. Like a vegetarian having to cut the head off a pig. This guy was upset, like grating, born and raised in Italy. How has my life come to this? Grating bloody Parmigiano over seafood pasta. Some recipes for this. I was reading a little bit before I started cooking. Because really, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. People keep criticising some of the things I'm doing, like, you know, telling a kid off for not knowing how to play tennis. You know, you count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 15, 30, 40. Don't ask why. It goes up 15, 15 and then 10. Why is it love? Because it comes from the French l'œuf, which is the egg, because it's round. I ain't got a clue. But can't even remember what I was talking about. I've lost the plot. It's really late. It's like 9:10. It's late, man. I'm hungry. That was it. The Italians. This is frutti di mare. Linguini con frutti di mare. Linguini and the fruits of the sea. I always loved that. The Italians don't call it seafood pasta, they call it frutti di mare. Fruits of the sea. How wonderful is that? It's like calling it Chateau le Pump. That's a French joke. No, a lot of French jokes I do. Very cultured man. Chateau de Pump is like Chateau de Bap, Chateau de Chateaulet, whatever. Like a wine joke. But Chateau le Pump is tap water. Le Pump. Chateau le Pump. I'll have a tap water, please. The Italians will tell you, the recipes I read were saying it wrong. It said, cook the tomato, onion, whatever, garlic, and then pop the pasta in with that. Don't ever cook pasta in tomato sauce in front of an Italian. You're cruising for le bruising. That's French again. You'd be cruising for unbruising. Don't do it. Don't do it. We'll be in trouble. The Italians can have a lot, but they won't have that. While we're at it, while I'm acting as your sort of Italian emissary, if you'd like to know some more Italian things, here are my top 3 things that the Italians do not enjoy. Number 1, pineapple on pizza. Get out. It just doesn't happen. Number 2, when people go to Italy and ask for a pepperoni pizza. Do you know what pepperoni means in Italian? Peppers. Bell peppers. If you ask for pepperoni, you'll get bell peppers. They do those on pizza, and it's very nice. But it ain't pepperoni because it doesn't exist in Italy. There is salami. Very many different types of salami. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. You can, in Italy, get diavolo, which is spicy sausage. You can get nduja. It almost sounds like, you remember when you used to go to the nightclubs and there was always that lad in the toilet trying to sell perfume? It's like he's seen you and you've got your knob trapped in your fly. Nduja sausage. You can't go out like that. Nduja sausage. Nduja sausage. You'll remember that now. Weird how the brain works, isn't it? 5 years from now, you'll be sat in a work meeting and you just remember, nduja sausage. It's lovely though. And number three of the things that Italians hate, when people from other countries, like Britain, make videos about Italians like we somehow know them, like I'm somehow the expert on Italian culture. If you want to know what Italians hate, ask an Italian. Don't ask me. If you'd like the real number 3 of what Italians hate, it's overcooking pasta. You cut through that pasta, you'd better see a little white circle. If you don't, you've overcooked it. Drain your spaghetti. It's a good job I'm hungry, innit? Now you can mix it. Jeez. Boop. Sprinkle of pepper. If you don't know it, you haven't been watching enough. Bit of the old kitchen towel look. There's tomorrow's. Get that in a bloody Tupperware and you're good to go. Check that. That looks nice, doesn't it?